Previously, Lloyd Forger, West Tallis' best spy, was assigned for a new mission by the government. To get closer to his target, Desmond, he has to start a fake family. Forger adopted Anya, who has telepathic ability, and married Yor, an assassin. Three of them become a family without revealing their true identity and ability. As time passes by, the three of them also start to build a strong bond and become ideal partners for each other. Anya has to get accepted into Eden Academy, so that Forger can get an invitation to the school's social gathering. It's the only way he can approach Desmond. Anya passed Eden Academy's entrance test. However, before being fully accepted into the school, the Forger family has to pass the second test, which is a family interview. After several interview practices, the family attended the family interview together. The selection process begins even before the actual interview itself. While the applicants and their families are en route to the interview site, the teaching staff observes and assesses every move of each applicants and their families from the buildings above, passing or failing them based on their elegance. Forger, Yor, and Anya are aware that their family is being watched, so they appear as elegant as they can. They even pay respect to Eden's founder by saluting briefly in front of his statue. Their elegance catches Henderson's attention. Henderson is a housemaster and the head of the school admission committee. He can't believe the elegance he sees, but discovering that Anya barely passed with 31 points, he finds it quite inelegant. When the Forger family is queuing to confirm their interview appointments, they are directed to go to the first hall, since the first hall is for those who have passed the first stage. On the way to the first assembly hall, candidates, including the Forger family, are also tested on their ability to gracefully overcome challenges. For example, a student pretends to be stuck in a gutter with dirty water, and applicants must help him without dirtying their clothes. Henderson keeps his eyes on the Forger family, admitting he wants to know what the family will do to help the stuck boy. He observes them when Forger steps into the gutter to save a boy, soiling both his and Anya's clothes. Henderson is dissatisfied and doesn't want filthy people to enter the school. He immediately wants to eliminate the Forger family. However, he is startled to learn that Forger and his family had prepared by having an extra set of clothes for just such an occasion. When Forger also doesn't hurt the boy's feelings, Henderson is even more shocked. Suddenly, a large number of animals appear and start chasing those candidates. It is a crisis and isn't something set up by the school. Henderson sees how the Forger family manages to handle this crisis gracefully. He witnesses Yor stopping the leading cow and Anya calming it, and he is unable to believe that such elegance exists. Henderson then rushes to Forger, thanking him and telling him they will delay the interview until they clean themselves, but Forger responds that there is no need for that, because they were prepared and have another set of clothes. Henderson is astounded and doubts whether this is elegant or something more terrifying. When the Forger family finally attends the family interview, they are questioned by three teachers, Evans, Swan, and Henderson. Surprisingly, the family handled the interview well. They answer all the questions without fault. Anya also performs well in the interview. Things change once Swan gives Anya a provocative question, asking her whether she likes her old mom or a new mom. Anya cries because of the question. Yor shows them a creepy face and Forger punches the table, leaving the interviewer with a bad impression of the family. After the incident, Forger is sure that his family will fail the interview, and Anya won't be accepted into Eden Academy. However, both Anya and Yor cheer him up, telling him that they have to rely on fate sometimes. On the announcement day, three of them go to the Eden Academy to see the result. Several bad signs happen to the family on their way to the academy. Looks like even the universe gives them some hints that Anya won't pass the test. When they don't find Anya's name in the final results, the Forger family is disappointed. It means Forger has failed to finish his mission. The family was then called by Henderson. Henderson tells them that Anya is the first student on the waiting list. If any students cancel their admission, Anya will be automatically accepted into the academy. Yor considers blackmailing one of the politicians to cancel his son's admission, so Anya can get accepted. However, she can't kill or threaten innocent people. Once again, the family has to rely on fate. 3 days later, the family received happy news from the academy. Anya finally gets accepted. To celebrate her success, she asks for a gift from her dad, saying that she wants to replay some scenes from her favorite spy cartoon. She wants to become a princess and get rescued by a secret agent. At first, Forger doesn't want to play the role, but he eventually agrees after seeing Anya cry. To fulfill Anya's wishes, Forger contacts his spy agency to provide them transportation to Newston Palace. Frankie helps him rent the place and acts as a villain. Forger agency also sends lots of other agents to join the ridiculous play in the Newston Palace. In the Newston Palace, Right before the end of the play where Forger has to rescue Anya, he has to fight the drunken Yor. Surprisingly, Yor is strong enough to fight him. However, because she is too drunk, she passes out before she gets to defeat Forger. Anya, happy that her dad fulfills her wish, tells Forger that she will work hard in the academy. Forger later sends the bills to his agency and the amount shocks his bosses. After Anya gets accepted into the Eden Academy, Forger and Yor take her to the clothes store to order her uniform. The store owner warns them that there are bullying and discrimination among Eden students. Eden students also easily attract kidnappers, since only rich and influential people can register their children in the academy. Anya is terrified, but the store owner assures her that there will be a lot of fun things too in the academy. After the uniform measurement, Forger takes his family to a restaurant. His boss sends some hints there, asking him for a meeting in the following 5 days. On the day when he is supposed to meet his boss, the family receives a call from the clothes store, telling them that Anya's uniform is already sewn. Forger then asks Yor to go to the store with Anya because he has something to do with his work. Forger goes to meet Handler, his agency's main contact who handles agents, who confront him about the excessive bills. Forger says that he has no choice, because raising a child and sending her to school needs a lot of money. Handler then gives him some guides for the second phase of his mission. To be eligible to attend the social gatherings, Anya has to become one of the Academy's Imperial Scholars. Imperial Scholars are a club for top students in Eden Academy, who have successfully obtained 8 Stella Stars. To get those Stella Stars, a student should be excellent in academics and achieve other awards in arts, sports, and so on. Meanwhile, a student will be expelled if they have 8 Tonitrus bolts, a symbol for students who have poor grades or misconduct. Forger worries about Anya because he knows both her strengths and weaknesses. While her dad has a meeting with Handler, Anya and Yor go to the clothes store to get her new uniform. Anya looks cute in the uniform and doesn't want to take it off. Yor then let her wear that uniform, but warned her not to get it dirty. Before going home, mother and daughter go to spend the day in the park. A gang of irresponsible teenagers sees Anya's uniform. Knowing that she is a student from Eden Academy, they plan to kidnap her and ask her parents for some ransom. Meanwhile, Yor says that since her husband is busy at work, she will cook dinner. She then takes Anya to shop briefly before they go home. Seeing Anya get out of the supermarket alone, those kidnappers catch her and hold her captive. They tell Anya that they will release her after they get some money. Yor, who sees them kidnap Anya, rushes into those kidnappers to get her daughter back. Yor is furious, looks scary, and fights those kidnappers until they release Anya. Anya admires her mom's bravery and strengths, asking her to train her so she will get stronger. Yor agrees to teach her some fighting moves, and they start training together once they get home. The next day, the Forger family goes to the Eden Academy together. It's Anya's first day at school. The days before, Forger manipulated the class, so her daughter could go into the same class as Desmond's second son, Damien. He thinks that if Anya can't be a member of Imperial Scholars, their family probably will get invited to Desmond's house if she can become Damien's best friend. Because of her ability to read people's minds, Anya knows that she has to get closer to Damien to help her dad finish his mission. Along with Damien, Anya also shares the same class with other elites' daughters and sons. Forger sees them as keys to getting more information that can help him accomplish his mission. It is later also revealed that Anya's homeroom teacher is Henderson. Unfortunately, on her first day at school, although Anya successfully becomes friends with Becky Blackbell, she is bullied by Damien and his gang. Damien mocks her after finding out that Anya's parents are commoners. At first, Anya just smiles and lets Damien mock her. However, she becomes angry and hits him when he starts mocking her dad. To defend her actions, Anya says that she hits Damien because he steps on Becky's foot. She just wants to defend her friend. So on her first day at school, instead of Stella Star, Anya receives Tonitrus bolts and this makes Forger stressed. That's the end of part 2. Thank you so much for staying with us until the end. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more updates. Please turn on your notifications, so you won't miss the next part. See you in the other videos.